Movies and Martinis celebrates women and diversity in the entertainment world
by ranking trending movies, shows, and books
with two completely different perspectives and ranked by delicious martinis.
Listen to find out how many martinis we felt it was worth.
And learn about the women who have written, performed, and/or directed in everything we have rated.
A new episode is available every Thursday on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy. Priya, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really great. How's everything in New York? How's that weather treating you?
It's kind of crappy, but it is what it is. We're in March finally. Yes.
Yes, to spring. Wait. Cheers. Yes, we are in spring.
Cheers.
I love it. Finally, it's here.
Yes. So,
what are we talking about?
We're talking about your girl today, J-Lo. This is me now.
Yeah. So, we'll just start right from the beginning. What the hell was that? Okay. Let me start with spoiler alert. First.
Yes.
Second of all, I love her. I love her from back in the day, like when she first started on Living Color, and she was just a dancer. And I mean, I just love her. And for the most part, I love 99% of her movies, 99% of her music, and 100% of who she is as a woman and her beauty with Inside Out, everything. So like, I'm a major fan. But what the hell was this? I feel like this was a music video that was like extended. Like, what? I mean, you watched it. Talk to me.
Okay, so I had watched a couple interviews, and I really didn't want to see this. I watched it for the podcast, y'all. Yeah, so you're welcome.
I did too.
So because I'm so tired of her marriage movies, I'm like over it. Like, do something else. You're so typecast. Yeah. Like, you have enough money to produce this movie on your own. Create something different.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, she's done other things. Like, she did Enough. And Mother.
That was 100 years ago. That was like when she first blew up. Like, she needs to do something different, you know? Yeah. So this, I knew it was a musical going in, but I didn't know the music would start so quickly. Like, it was like right after the first Fat Joe scene where he's the therapist and he's talking to her and stuff.
Right.
Right off back it starts, and I'm just like, oh, this is irritating because I don't really watch musicals. Sorry, guys.
I love musicals. And
you like the La La.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's one of my favorite all-time movies. La La Land. I love that movie.
Yeah,
and I love musicals. Like, love them. Love Broadway. Love seeing anything that has to do with musical. But this wasn't that.
Yeah.
This just wasn't that. I don't know.
Yeah. So it follows her love stories, all her marriages, her relationships. She's telling it from her point of view.
Yeah, because it's a biography, right?
Yeah,
or a memoir,
autobiography.
It's a memoir, basically. Yeah, talking about her love life.
Yeah, and how she went from Ben back to Ben, basically her journey back to Ben, and the journey back to herself. And there was an underlying theme of an old Puerto Rican folklore story of the hummingbird looking. You know, the lovers, two lovers, and the woman turned in, I don't know, is it a king and a queen? Tell me, Taino? It was a Taino couple, right?
Yes, she was, right. Yes.
And the queen turned into a rose, and the king turned into a hummingbird, and he spent his whole life. Wait. Who edited this podcast episode? It's getting so good. So good that I need to give a shout out to our sponsor, Blue Box Media, an NYC-based video production firm. Blue Box Media makes our movies and martinis dreams come true every Thursday by editing every episode. Check them out at blueboxllc.com. And okay, let's get back to those martinis. Looking for that one rose. So it was sort of based on that. She used that as like a theme of the movie. And I got to give it to her though. The cinematography was gorgeous and the graphics were gorgeous.
Yes.
And
the music is good.
The music is good. And there was
the dancing was good. I just don't think it should have been a movie. I think it would have been great videos to watch all the separate videos. She put a whole bunch of videos in order in one in one thing. That's how I look at it.
And it was separated by, couple scenes with her friends and a couple.
Right.
Oh, and then there was the astrology council, which I thought was fun.
That was pretty cool. And I did like the cast. That was very interesting.
Yeah,
it was
she had
funny.
A variety.
Yeah, she had some big names there. And I did love that portion of it and how funny that was. So that was engaging. I did like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love how she goes back to her younger self to love her, and how her younger self calls her out and say, "You were so busy, you didn't love me."
Oh.
And yeah, so that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't like her reenaction of the dancing in singing in the rain.
I skipped.
I didn't like that.
Because it's available on Prime, I skipped over it. I was like, oh, this is irritating. Skip.
Yeah, and it was long. It was
it was longer than necessary. I didn't like the ending. The ending was just like, huh?
Yes. When it ended, I was like, what the heck happened? I want my time
She
back.
just drove off on her motorcycle in the middle of the desert. And the whole time I was expecting, because Ben Affleck, he played the correspondent, like little bits and pieces of the correspondent, and he had like prosthetic nose and stuff. So I was expecting him to show up at the end of the movie, but she just drove off into the sunset by herself.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw some names out there, because if you haven't seen it, there's a lot of big names in her cast, which I thought was pretty impressive. So of course she has Ben Affleck, she has Post Malone, Kim Petras, she has Keke Palmer, Sofia Vergara, Jennifer Lewis, Fat Joe, Derek Hugh, Neil deGrasse
Tyson.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Trevor Noah, Jay Shetty. I said that right. Yeah. Trevor Jackson. Let's see who else.
Lisa Moreno, she was in it, right? Lisa, was it her?
No.
Oh.
I don't see a Moreno anywhere.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Jane Fonda.
But so Jane Fonda's not here.
Yeah, Jane Fonda was she was one of the astrology.
Yeah, I do remember that. And Rita Moreno wasn't in it?
No. Jane Fonda looks like Rita a little bit. That's why. I mixed them up. Sorry about that, guys.
No, she's not here in the cast, so that's odd.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then going back to the storyline, I don't know how you felt about it, but I don't know. So when you're thinking about it, it says chronicles. Okay, so it is highly scrutinized love life of actor and singer Jennifer Lopez, including her relationship and personal healing journey. So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So we all know that artists think differently, and the way they communicate their messages obviously is through art. And this was her artistic way of sharing her story with the world. So that's, I think, it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I know she financed the whole thing. The studio houses didn't want to produce it. They didn't understand it, which makes sense, because we were like, what? But
and
it was
marketed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
She did a lot of marketing
it was beautifully done. I got to give that to her. And I actually thought about you a lot with the rose, because I know Mercy's working on her book, her memoir, and she uses a lot of roses in her her posts and stuff. So I thought about you and how beautifully laid out the rose imagery was in the movie. And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect for Mercy. Like, she needs to do something like that.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I thought the same thing. Yeah, there were some beautiful parts. There were some great songs. There was some incredible dancing. Just something was off. There was a lot of great stuff, great cast.
It wasn't like there was no there wasn't any connection. Like, I feel like it was
bits and flow, I guess, right? Yeah. It was a flow, which is one of the things I struggle with in my book, because I feel like sometimes it's just a lot of bullet point, and I have to make a flow, and that's what I've been working on for all these years.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she kind of rushed it a little bit, and it lacked a little bit of flow. It did only get 75% Rotten Tomatoes, which I thought was generous.
I think that's high too, but it could be the cinematography that's why they gave it to her, and singing and dancing.
Yeah. So how many Martinis would you give it?
I would give her 2.5. And the 5 would be like, for the cinematography.
I'm with you. I think I would do the same. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I think it's because we're giving her 2.5 because it's her.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, if it was an unknown name and you brought that story out and there was, not anybody we knew, it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. And I had to look up the timeline of her relationships too, to figure out who she was talking about. To be honest, I was on my phone
it went like this. I mean, shoot. I was like,
which marriage is this?
About.
Which marriage is that?
I did see one of the parts that she's hurt, like he hurts her, he hits her, and he's abusive.
So I think
who was that?
I think it's that guy, the young guy that she was dating with the muscles.
The dancer?
Yeah, I think it was him. Because that's the way that actor looked. But
this was her first relationship. It wasn't her first relationship with P. Diddy?
Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm confused again.
I don't know. I didn't do enough research. I'm sorry. I didn't do the research. I just wasn't compelled to. I wasn't feeling it. But again, watch it and let us know how you feel.
J-Lo,
we'll
you
just
gotta
leave it at that.
You gotta do better. Do something.
But,
I love the dystopian dancing shot. Like they're working in post, I don't know, dystopia or whatever.
Yes.
But she should do a movie like that, like sci-fi.
There's so much she could do.
Remember that Croc movie she did? Anaconda. Remember that?
Yeah, that was 100 years ago. That was 100 years ago. But yeah, she has all the potential. I think she just needed to get this out of her system. And she did. So thank you. Okay, let's move on. And let's do like Ariana Grande says. Next. Thank you. Next. So yeah.
Okay, guys. Well,
all right, guys.
Thank you so much. Go ahead and check it out if you have nothing else to do. Like, share, follow, subscribe. And we'll see you next week where we're interviewing an amazing author for Women's History Month.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. All right, guys. Enjoy the spring. Bye.
Bye.